Picture a roaring stadium. In one corner, the fast, motivating debt snowball. In the other, the efficient, strategic debt avalanche. This is the ultimate showdown for your financial freedom. The prize? A life with zero debt. You're not just a spectator, you're the coach and the fighter. It's psychology versus mathematics, heart versus head. Both strategies aim to knock out your debt, but their approaches couldn't be more different. The snowball throws quick jabs, small wins that build momentum. The avalanche waits for the perfect strike, targeting the most expensive debt first. Your choice will shape your financial future. So, which contender will you send into the ring? Let's break down the fighters and see who deserves your bet. In the world of debt repayment, two titans clash. Each promises a path to financial freedom, but their approaches differ wildly. First, the reigning champ of motivation, the debt snowball. A method designed to build momentum and keep you engaged. The core strategy is simple. List your debts from smallest to largest balance, regardless of interest rate. Pay minimums on all, ensuring you're meeting your obligations across the board. But here's the key. Throw every extra dollar, every spare cent, at the smallest debt on your list. Each paid-off debt is a quick win, a tangible victory you can celebrate. This constant stream of successes is designed to keep you motivated and energized, fueling your motivation. As you clear debts one by one, your payment snowball grows. As the money you are putting towards the first debt now rolls over to the next, you're attacking the next one even harder with more resources than before. It's all about momentum, building a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. It provides the satisfaction of progress, keeping you engaged and committed to the process. Now, meet the challenger, the debt avalanche, a strategy focused on minimizing the total cost of your debt. Here, you list debts by interest rate, prioritizing the ones that are costing you the most. Organize them from highest to lowest, minimums on all, just like with the snowball method. But every extra dollar targets the highest rate debt, the one that's eating away at your finances the fastest. This method saves you the most money in the long run, by crushing interest costs first, attacking the problem at its source. Avalanche is for the disciplined, those who can stay focused on the long-term goal. It's less about quick wins, and more about strategic efficiency. It's more about long-term savings, and minimizing the overall cost of your debt. Snowball is about feeling progress, the psychological boost of seeing debts disappear quickly. Avalanche is about maximizing efficiency, ensuring every dollar goes as far as possible. Both have their strengths, and both can be incredibly effective. But which fits you best? Which aligns with your personality, your financial situation, and your goals? Let's see them in action, and explore how each method works in practice. Alright, let's put these debt-slaying methods to the ultimate test. We've talked about the theory, now it's time to see how they perform in the real world. We're going to do that with a real-life debt scenario. This isn't just hypothetical, this is about to get very practical. Imagine you have 3 debts, a common situation for many people. First, a $3,000 credit card balance, carrying a hefty 22% APR. That interest can really add up. Next, a $5,000 personal loan at a 10% interest rate. A bit more manageable, but still a significant debt. And finally, a $10,000 student loan with a 5% interest rate. This one's the long hauler. When you add it all up, your total debt comes to $18,000. A daunting number, but don't worry, we have a plan. The good news is, after some careful budgeting, you found an extra $300 a month that you can put towards your debt. This is your secret weapon, the extra cash you'll use to aggressively attack your debt. So how do we prioritize these debts? Let's look at the snowball's order. According to the debt snowball method, you'll start with the credit card because it's the smallest debt. Once that's paid off, you move on to the personal loan. And finally, you tackle the student loan. Now let's see what the Avalanche method suggests. Avalanche's order? The Avalanche method also starts with the credit card because it has the highest interest rate. Next up is the personal loan with the second highest interest rate. And lastly, the student loan, which has the lowest interest rate of the 3. So in this particular case, both the snowball and avalanche methods agree that you should start by targeting the credit card. You'll make the minimum payments on all your debts, but every single extra dollar you can find goes directly to the first target debt, in this case, the credit card. Once you've completely paid off the credit card, the snowball method then moves your focus and extra payments to the personal loan. And finally, after the personal loan is gone, you'll concentrate on the student loan. The avalanche method follows the exact same path in this scenario. since the debt payoff order is identical for both strategies. However, the real difference between these methods shows up in situations where the debt balances and interest rates don't perfectly align. So, the big question is, which method will ultimately get you debt-free faster, and more importantly cheaper? It's time to settle the score, and let's watch the fight unfold, side by side. The results of this showdown might just surprise you, so stay tuned. The bell rings. Both methods attack the $3,000 credit card. 9 months later it's gone. That's a huge win for both. Next, both target the $5,000 personal loan. 15 months later, it's history. Now, the final boss? The $10,000 student loan. With all payments combined, you hammer away at the last debt. 20 months later, you're debt-free. Total time: 44 months for both methods in this scenario. But if your smallest debt had a low interest rate and your largest had a high one, Snowball could cost you more in interest and time. Avalanche always attacks the most expensive debt first, saving you money. The order matters. Sometimes the difference is huge. In this example, it's a tie, but that's rare. The real winner depends on your debt details. Let's see what the judges say. Alright, it's time to move on to the judges' scorecards. Let's see how these two debt repayment strategies stack up against each other. We've examined the basics, now it's time to dive into the nitty-gritty. First up, the Debt Snowball Pro, quick wins. This method allows you to see progress almost immediately, and sustained motivation. Seeing those debts disappear one by one fuels your drive to keep going. Studies show people stick with it, finding the momentum incredibly helpful. And as a result, they pay off debt more often. That feeling of accomplishment is a powerful tool. Con, however, you'll likely pay more in interest over the long haul. And because of that, you may stay in debt longer. It's a trade-off between speed and overall cost. Now let's look at the Debt Avalanche Pro. Mathematically, it's the fastest way to become debt-free, and without a doubt, the cheapest way out of debt. You save the most on interest, which can add up to significant savings, especially when dealing with high-rate debts like credit cards. Con, however, it can take longer to feel progress, as you tackle the largest debts first, which for some can be discouraging. It requires patience and a long-term perspective. So, after hearing the pros and cons, who wins this round? Well, in most cases, statistically speaking, the Avalanche method saves you more money in the long run, and ultimately, more time. But remember, the best plan, the most effective strategy, is the one you'll actually stick with and consistently implement. If you need that initial burst of motivation, those quick wins to keep you going, then the Snowball method is your champ. On the other hand, if you're naturally disciplined, focused, and you love efficiency and optimizing your financial strategy, then the Avalanche method is definitely for you. Remember, personal finance is personal. It's all about your individual circumstances and preferences. So, choose the strategy that keeps you engaged and determined to stay in the fight against debt. Because the real victory, the ultimate success, is crossing that finish line and becoming debt-free, no matter how you get there. There are different paths to financial freedom, and it's about finding the one that works best for you. So, with all that in mind, let's help you pick your fighter and get you on the road to debt freedom. So, how do you choose? If you crave quick wins and visible progress, go with the Debt Snowball. If you're driven by saving money and can stay disciplined, pick the Debt Avalanche. If your debts are similar in size or rate, Snowball's disadvantage is minimal. Can't decide? Try a hybrid. Knock out a small debt or two for momentum, then switch to Avalanche for maximum savings. The most important step is to start today. Pick a strategy, make a plan, and throw your first extra payment at your debt. Whether it's Snowball, Avalanche, or a mix, the goal is the same: financial freedom. The only way to win is to get in the ring and fight. Your knockout moment is waiting. Go claim it.